Hello everyone and welcome back to Beatley Tones Beatles channel. Lovely to have you here. Thanks for joining me for this video and I hope you're all doing well. In today's video I'm going to be doing a full review of The Wings triple album compilation. And those of you that watched my unboxing video on Friday will know that I got sent the wrong version. I got sent the black vinyl version when I ordered the coloured vinyl version. Thank you everyone who sympathised with me. But I have now got the coloured vinyl version, and so I'll be showing you the LPs, the coloured LPs in this video as well, but I won't be showing you everything else that is in the package because that is all in the unboxing video of the black vinyl version that I got sent on Friday. If you missed that and you want to watch the full unboxing, there will be an end card at the end of this video that you can just click on and watch it if you want to. But everything all the bits and pieces that come in the black vinyl version also come in the coloured vinyl version, so there's no need for me to show you all that. Again, I'll just be doing a review. During this review I'm going to be telling you how I would change a few tracks, because whenever there is a compilation album comes out, everyone has got their own idea of what should be on it, what shouldn't be on it. There are a few changes that I would make and I'll be telling you about those, and you can tell me about the changes that you would make to this compilation down in the comments, because you know, if you ask 100 people, they're going to come up with 100 different answers. So it's interesting to see how other people see it and what tracks you would change. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video. But I'll tell you, getting the LPs changed from the black vinyl to the coloured vinyl was actually a piece of cake. It's actually UMG that deal with this rather than MPL. So I sent a message via the Paul McCartney website to say I've been sent the wrong one, and they got back to me within about an hour saying, could you send a photograph of the barcode on your box set and we'll look into it. Well, this was sort of Friday afternoon by then, and I didn't hear back from them on Friday, and then it was the weekend, so I expect they weren't working. On Monday morning I got a message back from them saying we don't actually have the mechanism just to do a swap, so what you need to do is just send the black vinyl version back, reorder the coloured vinyl version, and we'll refund your money. So that's what I've done. So it was an absolute piece of cake, simple McPimple, really easy. So if you've got any defects with anything that comes from paulmccartney.com, don't be afraid or not bothered to send it back, because it is quite a simple process, and they seem to be very accommodating. I can remember when I got the Wildlife half-speed master, there was a problem with that. On that occasion they just said don't bother sending the record back, you can just keep it, we'll send you a new one. And I got one sort of fairly quickly after that. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video, so let's get into it. Okay, let's start by talking about the packaging, and I think that the packaging of this set is just absolutely superb, beautifully done, and they've really thought it through. I think the booklet that comes with it, the 32-page booklet, looks absolutely fantastic in 12-inch form. But little things that they've thought about with this. Now, when I did the black vinyl thing, I took everything out the box, and you see on the die cut front of it, there is a picture printed on the inside of the box. So when you've got everything out of the box, you see this, which I think is the cover for LP1. That's what you see. I'm not sure on what occasion you would have everything all out of the box at once, unless you were doing an unboxing video, but it's still a nice touch. I still think it is a nice touch. Now, each LP is color coded. So the green vinyl one has got Wings in green. The pink vinyl one has got Wings in pink. But what I didn't notice when I did my unboxing on Friday is that because it's the same colors on the black vinyl version, is that LP1, which is on clear vinyl, has got I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to get the right angle here. I don't think you can, but the word wings on the clear vinyl one is spot varnished. The word wings is spot varnished across the front. You can't, it's not really picking it up on the camera, but it is there. Trust me. Now, one thing that I didn't notice when I did the black vinyl unboxing was this. There's a litho print included in this version. I definitely didn't show it in my video. I'll have to go back and watch my video and see if I read out that the litho print is there on the hype sticker. But yeah, it's got kind of a date there, 2025 there, written at the bottom. This is that splodgy Wings logo done, I think, by Humphrey Ocean. Well, I didn't even spot that in the black vinyl version, so I'm not sure whether it's in there. If you've got the black vinyl version, let me know if it's in there, because I've sent mine back now. So let's have a look at the vinyl. I think I didn't really pay enough attention to these inner sleeves that come with it, because these are very nice, but they do all come in polyline sleeves. There is the hype sticker there, and it does say on the hype sticker that the litho print is included. I just can't remember whether I read it out when I did the unboxing video, but it does come in a polyline sleeve. Normally when I get like a printed inner sleeve and the record is just plopped inside it and there's no polyline sleeve, I normally put my own polyline sleeve inside it. But the polyline sleeve that comes with this, it doesn't quite fit inside these. It almost does, but it doesn't quite, without rucking it up a little bit. So that is a bit of a shame. So, you know, these are a bit of a waste, really, because they are really nice on each of these 3 LPs. So that is a bit of a shame. I suppose if you want, you could put your own polyline sleeve on the record and put it inside this, but it's a bit of a waste. There's no point really when they're providing a polyline sleeve. Let's have a look at the clear vinyl. It's really nice. That's the label close up, and side 2 of the album there. Very nice on clear vinyl. Let's go to LP2, which comes in this really nice green inner sleeve that you can't really use, and that is side 3 on green vinyl, and side 4. Very nice. And finally, the pink vinyl, probably the pick of the bunch. Very nice indeed. So that is the packaging, and I do think that everything that's been included in the packaging is just superb. Just superb. I've already mentioned about the 32-page booklet, which does look superb in 12-inch form, and colours in it are just fantastic. The posters are really nice. The sticker sheet is really nice as well. Totally unnecessary, but all really nice if you want that sort of thing. And I should point out that if you don't want that sort of thing, they have put out a 3 LP version on black vinyl that doesn't have all that stuff inside it, and the price is about £30 cheaper. It's about £75, which is not a bad price for a triple album if you're not interested in all the gumph. You know, it is about the music. So how does it sound? And the simple answer is it sounds very good. It sounds very good. The LPs have been pressed at Optimal in Germany, which is usually a guarantee of getting a good pressing. And I can say that every record is completely flat, and there is no surface noise even between the tracks, in the dead wax in between the tracks, which I'm really pleased about, because that always really annoys me, especially with a new album. And I did play the black vinyl versions a couple of times over the weekend. Don't tell UMG. And a couple of the sides did have a little bit of surface noise on them, and so that was a little bit disappointing. My friend Paul from the Dinner with Greedo channel, he on his pink vinyl version, he's got a little scuff mark, and it does make a click when it goes round, so he's had to send his back. But normally from Optimal you get really good pressings, and these do sound good. Tracks have all been remastered, and they're not brand new remasters. Most of the tracks, the remasters, come from the archive collection, so some of them go back as far as 2010, the Band on the Run tracks, for example. And some people were getting a little bit excited about the Back to the Egg and London Town tracks because they had a remastering date of 2022 on them. And so people were saying, oh, well, they must have done the remastering for those two albums for the archive series. But that isn't the case. Those tracks were remastered for the Paul McCartney 7-inch single Crate, which came out in 2022. So that's why those have a 2022 date on them. So sorry to bring that bit of disappointing news. But as far as the remastering goes, I've never been, overly impressed with the remastering that we've got on the archive series. It's good, but it's not great. And when I play those records against my original Wings albums that I bought in the 70s, the analog versions, there's no competition. The analog just sounds better, or it does on my rig anyway, and it will depend on what sort of rig that you've got to play these records on to see whether you notice the difference between the two. But it just seems to be the way with the Beatles and with Paul McCartney's stuff that when they do these reissues, they always give us a digital copy, even on vinyl. And I kind of know I understand the reason why the Beatles do it is because the tapes are so old that they don't want to press directly from the multi-track tapes, because in case they break or something like that. So they run them once, take a digital copy, and then press the records from the digital copy. And the Paul McCartney stuff is the same. And I'm not really sure why, with the Paul McCartney stuff, because, it's 10 years younger than the Beatles stuff, and other bands of the 70s seem to be able to do analog pressings. So I'm not really sure why we don't get that for Paul McCartney, and I wish we did. In fact, in anticipation of getting this last week, I played All the Best, which is an analog pressing. And it just sounded superb. It really did. So it does sound really good. But if you ask me, does it sound better than the original albums? My answer would be no. Before we start talking about which tracks should be here and which ones shouldn't, just a couple of things I wanted to tell you about. Last week, I did a collaboration video with Paul from the Dinner with Greedo channel. We've devised a new Beatles game show that you can be part of called The Beatles Board, and it was a lot of fun to make, and there's some really funny moments in it as well. So please check that out. There'll be an end card at the end of this video. And also on Hands Across the Water last weekend, we interviewed Gary Van Sile from the Elephants Memory Band, and he gave us a very revealing interview about what it was like working with John and Yoko on Sometime in New York City and the one-to-one. So please check that out on the Hands Across the Water channel. In other news, please remember to give the video a like, because it does really help the channel. I can't stress that enough. It helps the videos get out there, and so more people get to see it. So you'd be doing me a big favor by giving the video a like, and it only takes a second to do it. If you're seeing this channel and you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider supporting the channel by subscribing. We'd love to have you along for the ride. It is absolutely free, and not only is it absolutely free, but this channel is absolutely ad-free. I don't allow ads mid-roll in my videos, and I never will, and that is my promise to you. And it means you can watch the videos from start to finish without being interrupted by silly adverts for pet food and holidays and footster bars and all that sort of nonsense. So that's another good reason to subscribe. And if you are watching this video on your phone and you see the hype button come up underneath the video, please consider giving this video a hype. Lots of people have been doing that, and they've been telling me that they've been doing it down in the comments, so that is most appreciated. So if you've got a hype to spare, there, please consider giving this this video a hype. I would really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, let's start talking about the tracks. When you start looking at these 32 tracks, you really realize what a versatile band Wings were. All different styles of songs here, really comprehensive. Wings are not really given enough credit. You know, in the 70s there was a lot of really good bands about, and the competition was tough, and so many different styles. As I say, probably the nearest band to Wings back in the 70s might have been 10cc. I think that they had lots of variation in their music, and sometimes they would make a misstep, and sometimes Wings would make a misstep as well. So I make that connection between those two bands that I really love. But you know, when you look at these 32 tracks, it is pretty much a stellar lineup of tracks, but you know, we'd all like to make changes, and we can do that now. It's part of the fun, and we can do that down in the comments. You can do that down in the comments. But if you want to know what the breakdown is of the tracks across the albums, we've got 3 from Wildlife, 2 from Red Rose Speedway, 6 from Band on the Run. Remember, there's only 9 tracks on Band on the Run. 4 from Venus and Mars, 3 from Speed of Sound, 4 from London Town, 2 from Back to the Egg, 7 standalone singles, and Soily, which comes from One Hand Clapping. And although it is absolutely brilliant, I probably would have picked the Wings Over America version for this. So let's go through the tracks. So side 1, Band on the Run, High, Silly Love Songs, Letting Go, 1985. No problem with that whatsoever. Side 2, Live and Let Die, then Pneumonia from Band on the Run. Now 6 tracks I think from Band on the Run is too heavy for one album, and I'm going to replace that with Cafe on the Left Bank from London Town. Then we get Junior's Farm, Helen Wills, Some People Never Know from Wildlife. No problem with any of those. Side 3 kicks off with Let 'Em In. Then we get On the Right Thing. Now, I really appreciate that they've picked a deep cut from Red Rose Speedway, but if they were picking a deep cut from Red Rose Speedway, that wouldn't have been the one that I would have picked. I would have probably gone for Little Lamb, Dragonfly. Then we've got Jet, My Love, Call Me Back Again. No problem with any of those. Then we've got side 4, Getting Closer, Listen to What the Man Said, I've Had Enough, Love Is Strange from Wildlife. Now, I don't think I would have picked that purely because it's a cover, really. It's a great track, I really enjoy it, but I probably wouldn't have picked it for this compilation. I might have picked, if I've got to pick another track from Wildlife, then I'd probably pick Dear Friend from that album. But I've got to find somewhere for Daytime, Nighttime Suffering. So that is the swap that I'm going to do there. The next track is London Town, which I love. Arrow Through Me is the last track on side 4, and that isn't one of my favourites. If I've got to pick anything from Back to the Egg, then I would probably pick Old Siam Sir, because all UK singles are represented here, apart from Mary Had a Little Lamb, Give Ireland Back to the Irish, and Old Siam Sir. Now, Mary Had a Little Lamb we could do without, I'm sure. I think that's a low point in Paul's career. Give Ireland Back to the Irish, I'm not bothered that that's not here, but Old Siam Sir should be here, so I'm going to swap that out with Arrow Through Me. Side 5 kicks off with Venus and Mars Rock Show. Now, this is the single edit, which is not great. The full version has got to be here, so I'm swapping that out for the full version from Venus and Mars. We then get She's My Baby, which sounds great on this record, especially Paul's bass, but it's not one of the best tracks on the album, so I'm swapping that for Beware My Love. We then get Bluebird, Deliver Your Children. Now, they want to represent Denny, a song that Denny Lane sings. Deliver Your Children is not great, and I think the remastering of that sounds a little bit flat on this record. So Deliver Your Children, I'm replacing that with another Denny song, Time to Hide, from Speed of Sound. Then we get Let Me Roll It, Mulligan, no problem with those, they have to be here. Side 6 opens with Wildlife, love that track. One of Paul's best ever vocals in my opinion. Sea Moon has to be here because it was a hit. You know, they played Sea Moon when Hi 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 was banned, so it kind of became a double A side, so that should be here. With a Little Luck is here, then Soily, and then Good Night Tonight. I can't find room for Girls' School. I would have liked that to have been on there. If we can have one extra track without taking something away, then that would be the one that I pick. So I would love to hear how you would change this album. Let me know down in the comments. So I'm looking forward to reading what you guys think of it and how you would change it. Please let me know down in the comments. You know, I do read all your comments and I will respond to all your comments. I don't know what one of the comments is going to be, probably from more than one person. We don't need this. We don't need this. We want Back to the Egg and London Town. Of course we do want Back to the Egg and London Town, but this is part of a three-pronged attack on Wings, or by Wings. Firstly the book, secondly this, and then thirdly the Man on the Run documentary, which drops on Amazon Prime in February next year. And that Wings are going to get a lot of traction from that documentary, you know, going out on a major platform. Gen Zs, they love to watch stuff on streaming platforms, and a lot of people that have kind of forgotten about Wings, you know, might think, they were quite good. They were quite good, and that will lead them to this compilation for sure. So I expect this to do well now, but I think it will do well again when that documentary drops. And you know, if you do own everything that's on this album, then yeah, you're right, you don't need it. And for people like me that do own everything on it, why did I buy this? Well, the answer is simple: because I wanted to. It really is as simple as that. And that's all from me. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye.